Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly live stream. I am your host, Maleficent, the mistress of all evil. Happy Halloween. I don't know if you folks are in where everyone is in the world, but we go big in Halloween here. So I'm hoping to channel a bit of a Maleficent today. All right, let's go get started. I'm going to bring on stage Jesse Adams. Hello, Jesse.
Yo!
What's up?
What's up?
Christopher O'Connor. I love you guys. Chris, we can't hear you, but
Oh, hi everybody. Oh, happy Halloween.
I love it.
I think for legal reasons, so that the lawyers don't F us up, we have to refer to this as Steamboat Willie and not a different name.
Well, what a glittering assemblage. Nobility, royalty.
So we didn't know what we were going to dress up as before we saw each other just now. We left it as a joke.
All right.
You guys
Guys,
are great.
I really am living your outfit.
Ridiculous. Oh, that's awesome, Chris. Yeah, Maleficent. You look amazing. Let's go.
As always.
I had to put this on so fast. I'm just wearing a t-shirt. You know, the mistress of all evil has got to be a little comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
Mistress of all evil is still on the other end of a video call, so you know, you got to find the right. Find the right
loan. There's a big loan I took out on these chains, but yeah, totally real.
Nice. I love it, Chris. Mickey Mouse, Billy Mouse, because the cigar.
Oh man, there's some great comments coming in. And I feel like if I answer them, that's how I got canceled. Oh, back in my day, they didn't cancel you for making a little joke like that, Paul.
All right, let's get into it, folks. Party rock and not Mickey. All right, let's do. There we go. So I'm your host, Jen McEwen. Got Jesse Adams, CEO, Christopher O'Connor, our CTO. And this is our 26th weekly call. # treat your wallet up. UPT. Yep. All right. We've got quite a bit going on. So we got some really big news this week. We'll talk about that.
Pretty sweet.
Which is
pretty sweet. Good treats all around. Pretty sweet.
Good treats all around. We got some product updates, update on our growth program, and then we have a dePioneers has an update, a new collaboration that or another company has joined the DAO, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. And yeah, let's just get right into it, fellas. Shall we?
Let's go.
Okay, so first off, I guess because we had the CEX launch or the CEX launch this week.
Yeah.
We have more coming soon, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But I thought it'd be a good idea to just a refresher on what we're all about, you know. So we are building the world's best rewards program where you can earn passive income, and doing that fueling our mobile first data network for an AI-driven internet. I guess I'm just reading this off, but yeah. Anything you guys want to add on that before I move on to?
Yeah, well, I think it's good to remind, but also the reason why we talk about this, because with each listing, we chose strategic partners, and it's not just listing, because each one we had to talk, explain to them about what we're about, our program, what UpRock is, because they're going to create campaigns and incentivize liquidity pools, reward programs, learn to earn programs. So that you can actually earn UPT to incentivize trading, to incentivize people to be engaged, so that they have conviction and excitement when they buy the token. That's what it's all about. So you need to start with what is UpRock. And if you notice a lot of the posts in the past couple of days, they're summarizing that. And so there's a lot of excitement around that. And it's good to always, bring it back to what the mission and the vision is.
Exactly. All right. Great. And that actually leads me into the next bit, which is we have this questionnaire quest sort of thing going on in the Android app right now. This is the last day, and it's just basically a series of questions so you can learn more about UpRock. So it's a introduction to a learn to earn. You have until today and to complete the flow. And when you do, you'll get double your earnings for October. And so that counts for the whole month. So even if you do it today and it ends at 00 October 31st, which I guess we actually should have meant November 1st. Yeah, we should have meant November 1st. So basically in 6 hours and 15 minutes from now, you'll have until then to complete this. But even if you do it until the last minute, you'll get double your UpRock earnings for October, and you should expect to see that in your wallet, where that earning reflected in your wallet within the first week of November. So head over to the app. It's on Android. So head over to your Android app and your app on the Android device and go through that flow. It's really quick. I mean, it looks like a lot of screens, but it goes by so fast. Why not get double your earnings, right?
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. This is the best Halloween treat you're gonna get. There's solid trick or treating all around. Drew, you just go search for UpRock in the App Store of your choice, iOS or Android. And
is this on iOS? I have a test build on my device, so I'm not sure if I have it on iOS. Chris,
yeah,
it's on both?
It's definitely on Android.
It's definitely on Android. I don't believe we have this on iOS, but don't worry, guys. iOS folks, we'll have some special iOS promotions just for you guys so you can catch up. But we're an Android first team. That's primarily what we developed on the most. So we're very quick on it. So a lot of things get tested out first on web, then on Android, and then when it gets refined, we get it onto iOS. So we'll have some promotions for you guys too, so you can catch up. But for now, Android users, open the Android app, and if you don't have the app, go to the Play Store, whatever, or Saga store, and download the app so you can get double your.
We got a couple questions. So one, should we expect more CEXs? Yeah, we're not done talking about it, but yes, we are still talking a few. So a part of our strategic listing strategy is list as we go. They take a lot of work. They take a lot of work. We haven't had any sleep yet. So this whole week, probably like a couple hours sleep. But it's very exciting. Let's see, Disney Day. It's Treat Your Wallet Day. With actually, if you're not in the U.S., it does feel like Disney Day. But let's go.
Real quick, these are the glasses you wear every week.
I know, perfect, huh?
And then Drew, you asked where you could get the app. Yeah, go to uprock.com and you'll see all the links on there where you can get.
I think Drew was asking where in the app is the
in the app is on the homepage. Yes, it's on the main page. The main screen is at the very top. So you'll see I have a test build, but you can see it right here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the thing is, there are some. This is a funny question.
That's what I was trying to tell everybody. Jesse and I didn't dress up for this. This is just what we look like after a week of dealing with CEXs.
Yeah.
This is it. No sleep, no nothing. Just this is what we look like after a week of dealing with CEXs.
I just want revenge.
I was gonna be Frankenstein instead because that's how dead I feel. But no, the current partners we have are awesome. Like many of them could just list you, but they all gave us really good deals, and it takes weeks to talk about it because they really do take time to set up the programs, and it's an ongoing thing. So our current partners are very strategic. Today we announced Cube Exchange, and that's not going to be on the slide today, but they also have a incentivized rewards program. So people who trade on Cube Exchange, and they're awesome because everyone in the Solana community loves that group, the founders of that group, and so really excited that they partnered with us. And
and then we've got another one to announce tomorrow as well.
Yep, lots of stuff. Maybe we should do a couple more, an extra stream this week.
Oh, Maleficent, you're too evil for your screen. Your computer is blurring you out.
Oh, hang on. I had a setting on there. How's that?
It ain't right.
Is that better? Am I clearer?
Oh no, you're blurry. All that work,
Oh, it's the horns that make it, guys. So it's okay. You don't need to see my face. You just need to see these magnificent horns. Okay. All right. So let's go into another thing to share. Oh yeah, Jess, while we were in Asia, was this in Singapore or Seoul? You filmed an interview with OKX last month.
That was in Singapore.
McLaren, right? McLaren F1 in the office.
Yeah. So the F1's in Singapore. Their office is pretty badass downtown Singapore. Well, somewhere in Singapore. I'm not familiar with the city, but yeah, it's a high rise. Got to do an interview with them because we're partnering with the OKX Web3 team, the OKX OS team, integrating some of their APIs, like the swapping tools, so that people can trade UPT into other tokens and vice versa. And that just enables us also to have a really good relationship with OKX because, of course, we want to list with them, and we have other things I want to talk about later in the call on the live stream. But yeah, it was great. So. That's what this is about. So we have a sneak peek interview clip on X, and a full video is coming.
Great. All right. Yeah,
that was a great interview. Yeah. Hi, Anant. And also, Hamzat,
video was
to your question.
Video was dope.
You absolutely can log in with the same account on desktop and mobile. You just use the same email address when you start the login flow.
Right. Yeah, it's super easy to log in. We made it super fast. Okay. Then we've got. Okay, let's talk about sex. So you already talked about this a bit, Jess.
Let's talk about sex.
Jesse's like, oh my God, what did I sign up for?
Take the shot, UpRock's the place. Come get what you got. Let's go.
All right, so
I saw you composing that a minute ago.
He's horny today. Oh yeah, that's great.
Okay, so that's the big news this week. Lots of news this week, but this is the big one that we are. You can trade your UPT now on these 5 CEXs or CEXs, and we have more to come. Like we just said, we've got Cube coming, and
Cube's actually out. Cube came out right before the call.
Yeah, Cube's out, and
yeah, 2-bit will be in a few hours, but Cube is out.
Yeah. Okay, and then we got another one coming up later. So head over to these exchanges and let's show our CEX partners what we're all about, guys, huh? I'm talking about all of us, not just the 3.
Since we didn't mention Cube on here, I'm going to just mention their post. They just posted one of their programs. So they have 870,000 worth of UPT rewards. So if you trade $5,000 worth of UPT, you qualify between now and November 14th. So it's just a pretty good jackpot there. So more treats for you guys. And Cube is an amazing exchange. They're a hybrid exchange. They're super fast. They're doing some really cool tech with it, and they really kind of fill the void with, they came in right after FTX crashed and started building a more trustworthy exchange where they have the hybrid model of a centralized version, where it's the ease of that, but also the decentralized fact where you can connect your own wallet. So pretty cool. Check them out. And then the other partners are amazing as well. So each one of these guys, MEXC, Bitmark, Coinstar, Bioconomy, 2bit, they all have programs. I'm curious what people which exchanges do you use today? And what do you look for in exchange? And if you use any of these, really check them out now, because right now is a great time to trade with them, because they are really putting out some really good programs and extra.
Yep, and all of them, in fact, are doing one program or another for the UPT launch. So if you use any of them, we encourage you to go check out what program they're doing. And if you don't use one, then do some reading and see which one seems like it suits you.
Yep. Yeah, in fact, that's actually one of the questions in.
There you go.
Thank you for joining us,
Klaus. I think you might have wandered into this room. You
came to the right neighborhood, my friend. And actually, so speaking of sex, that's the questionnaire survey, not really a survey, but the questionnaire learn to earn intro in the app that we just talked about. These are some of the questions, like what are you looking for in exchange? And then just letting you guys a refresher on what we're about and what problems we're trying to solve. So speaking of that, Jesse, you shared this novel. It was very informative on X this week. I encourage anyone who is interested in what he had to say to head over to our X account. It's x.com/uprock.com or to Jesse's. you might have to go through a couple of reposts on the feeds, but and CEX announcements. But it's a really good post that you shared. And so I just kind of want to talk about that a bit more. So basically, you know, everything that we're doing for the CEX launch, for our TG, everything that we do, we try to do it with a community-centered approach that prioritizes long-term growth and fair access. For example, with our TGE, we chose an accessible token price so that we're leaving retail buyers out while pre-sale, you know, like while well, you don't say investors, but the pre-sale buyers were got a different price. So we gave you guys, we launched at the same price that everyone else got. And then we all, you know, have like strategic partnerships and mobile first focus. So to prepare ourselves for data accessibility in the AI era, that's both fair and impactful for everyone involved. So Jess, in this post, I have a couple questions for you, and Chris, you can chime in too. Let's take this as an opportunity, even though I know the answers as well. Let's take this as an opportunity to interview you two. Right?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
I love interviews with no preparation.
Well, you know all these though. Like, you know this big company like the back of your hand. Okay, so Jess, in this you mentioned the super meme cycle and its relevance to community strength. Could you elaborate on how this trend aligns with our values?
Okay, so a few cycles ago, what was amazing about the ICO cycle when people were raising money with the community, what was amazing about that is many countries, especially in America, you have to be an accredited investor to participate in early stage startups, and that's where you get the most upside because you get in really, really early. But in the U.S., you have these crazy rules where if you're not accredited, basically you have to prove you're a millionaire already to get in on a deal. Otherwise, you can't. And maybe you're actually smarter than a 7-year-old about tech even. And you have, you know, if you're 18-year-old, you're still not allowed to do it. Well, but you can still go to Vegas and blow your $100,000, which is crazy. So that's allowed, but you can't put $100,000 into a cool crypto startup and get some really good upside. So the ICO, the ICO launch pads came out that really leveled the playing field. That just was amazing. People embraced that. And then, of course, because it's so easy money, there's a lot of scams. But the concept, the concept of it, what it really enabled, kind of fueled it. And so we're seeing evolutions of that every cycle. But that was amazing. So it's like power to the community, and the community got to eat. I'd say as that was also happening, there was a lot of huge crypto projects that would launch at crazy high FTV right away. So maybe $500 million, $1 billion, multiple billions of dollars. And I think a lot of the community thought, man, what are these insiders? How they're getting in on these deals? And they build up so much hype and FOMO that everyone jumps in the beginning, but it's highly unsustainable. It's just impossible. So every single project that launched that high will just, it might maintain, but over time, it just slowly dumps on retail. And that happens. And eventually it crashes and it goes up. But the people who go in on the first year, you know, they don't realize it's going to happen because it's not sustainable to launch so crazy high. And especially if you have to look at the tokenomics too. If they're constantly issuing tokens over time, those are just receipts that are going to be due one day. And so eventually they come due, and the crap. If you don't have enough buyback pressure to offset the sell pressure, just giving out tokens all the time, eventually those two lines cross and it starts to crash. So that happened quite a bit too. So and I think there's a community backlash around that. And so this conversation of high FTV, low float started to go around earlier this year, and Binance did a big blog post about it. That went viral. A lot of influencers in the crypto space talked about it and say, this is a time where we should do the opposite of this. Like, let's get back to where, let's do low FTV, high float. So high float means like just tokens in many people's hands instead of concentrating into a few, and start at a reasonable price where everyone can eat. And that's what that conversation was all about. And that's how we did our fair launch with our TGE. We wanted to make sure we started at a good price because, reasonable price and we have room to grow is more important for us because our tokenomics are very clear. 50% of our tokenomics are going to be earned by the community. It's at a fixed rate with a slight deflationary percentage over every month. So it's 4.2 million tokens every month that we're going to have to issue that the community earns. And over time, as that, whatever that price is today, if there's more people, if more people are selling than we're issuing, then obviously the price continues to go down. So if you start even a higher price, then that means we need to have more people buy our token to be able to offset how many tokens we're giving out. And it's just when you do high FTV, low float, it is impossible to maintain. So that's what that's about. And then at the same time, reason why this super meme cycle is so amazing, because the same concept, like an evolution of the ICO, and why that was so amazing is meme coins start at zero, so everyone gets in on it. It's more risky, highly, it's just about the memes and good vibes, and there's a lot of fun and just being part of a community and gambling. So, there's a guy named what's his post called Must Stop Murad. He has a really good pinned post. I would highly recommend you guys checking that out, because sometimes it seems just crazy and makes no sense why one dog is better than another dog, or one cat's better than the other cat in this world. But so he kind of had a thesis to the method to the madness, and it's really, really interesting. But the bottom line, the point there is, it's a community. It's like, again, you don't have to be an insider. You can get in on early. And if the community is strong, it grows, and everyone does well, and it's exciting. So the ones that stick around are most resilient are going to be the strongest memes, which is the same thing about dePen. Like, it's community built. The only reason why it works is we actually have millions of devices that are turned on all the time, contributing the resources to power the network that we're able to sell on your behalf and share the rewards. And so we wanted to launch that at a fair price, and we were really thinking through our tokenomics so that as we issue our 4.2 million tokens every month, we can actually, consistently be able to grow our revenue to offset that, so that it can have steady growth, and that's going to build into a really strong future and long-term demand. So, so check that out. Check out that video from Murad. This is what we're saying. We'd rather start at a accessible price and grow into a $1 billion market cap and grow into a strong community that is sustainable than a big hype launch and the revenue doesn't match it, how much we're issuing every month doesn't match how much we can actually offset it, and then just apologize every week about why it's not going higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, okay, so then that leads me into dePIN powered data accessibility is a key focus for us, and so maybe as a refresher, why do we see this? Why do we see decentralized data as essential to the future of AI?
So because the AI is driven, obviously there's training, but training is kind of a one-time thing. Obviously, there's multiple foundational models, but once they're trained, they're trained. The reality is the vast majority of questions that you want an answer to aren't just requiring background knowledge. Maybe if you want it to just compose a sonnet in the style of Shakespeare, then it knows everything it needs to know. But for most practical applications, it actually needs access to the internet. And it needs access to not the internet in the abstract, but to the data of the internet. You need to be able to treat the internet like a database where you can query it. Those of you who are familiar with databases could imagine a giant SQL database that's the size of the entire internet, where you could literally do a select for the information you were looking for. That would be pretty wild. It would be wildly impractical to build in practice, obviously not with SQL, but just hypothetically speaking, that would be an amazing thing. And so in order for the AI to be able to check what's going on, synthesize information, generate useful responses, and all of that, it needs a giant people-powered network. And with the really strong centralization in just a handful of giant tech companies, the only way forward is going to be for the community to come together so that we can all share our devices to provide this great access. And it goes just beyond the sharing aspect of it. Depending on what country you're in, you may be seeing a different form of data. You might see different prices for something. You might see different availability of something. The news may be different. Certain sites are only available in certain regions. And so by bringing the whole world's data together and making it accessible, we can truly have this internet scale database. Except rather than trying to build a giant database, we just use devices to go access it when we need to. And we can also use that to do things like uptime monitoring, to do things like, hey, certain things aren't working in certain regions. We actually found an interesting little odd bug with a big cloud provider where with some of our testing, we kept seeing a problem. And at first, we actually thought it was a problem with one of our systems. I mean, of course, that's what you think at first. And then as we started to dig into it and looked at the all of the traffic across our entire network, we realized it was actually only affecting a tiny handful of internet service providers in one country. And then with further digging, we were able to actually realize it really wasn't. Our servers were all fine. It was just a problem with this cloud provider. So that's the kind of thing that the people-powered data network is absolutely going to do. Drew, great question. What about a sonnet written by Shakespeare? Shakespeare was a member of the NWA. I think that would be awesome. That's the sort of thing that's going to be interesting. A foundation model may be able to do that because the NWA is now far enough in the past that it might partially be sort of background knowledge. On the other hand, for sure, that's going to be better if you could say, for instance, query a bunch of NWA lyrics and dump them into the query in order to enrich it so that it has more direct context for that kind of a question.
Yeah. I think the scale part too is good to mention, Chris. Like, so that's let's say you want to, maybe there's a trending hashtag. If you want to actually follow what people like the top 100 influencers are, or what are people looking at for this, whatever the hashtag is in crypto or some trend. If you were doing it even from your own computer and loading the same website. Or loading a bunch of tabs over and over again, someone like Cloudflare would eventually block it. But plus, you're only loading the same hashtag or searching it from your local IP. So it's going to probably show you the same thing. So you might want to see what that same hashtag is, what people are seeing in different locations. And that's a big deal. So because in the future, people are going to assume that your AI agent that you use is able to load 100 websites at once, gather the information, and then give you an insight. You assume it's doing that. But as you can see, if you use any of these tools like ChatGPT, it's only doing as much as a human could do. It might just actually load a couple of tabs, or just, it's only doing that. You think it can actually load 1,000 websites at once from different locations and pull it in. Today, that glue is missing. You cannot do that, or it will get blocked because it will look like a bot, because it is. In this case, when it's a real device, a real human, and you're incentivized to share by keeping the app open, you're able to actually crawl the internet as a real human. It won't get blocked because we're not pinging the same IP or the same data center or same server, right, over and over again. It's actually being distributed across, let's say, 1,000 devices. They're going to get that data, track it, and then you can pull it back to you, and you can do something useful with it with your whatever the model you're using. And even at that too, if you want to know, like, not just it goes beyond like an event happened online. You might also not want to know what do people think about that event online. So now you want to expand that search. You want to say, okay, this event happened. What do people think about it as well? And that's going to actually increase the queries that you want to do. And this is why it's physically like really just impossible for you to actually just track so many things that are going on the internet. And you assume all these models today can do so. That is impossible right now. And DePIN network will enable that. So you can say, hey, what do people think? What are the top 100 influencers think about this event, this hashtag, or what are the top 100 wallets? Whatever you're looking for, if you want to scale it up to a reasonable number of 100 or 1,000 people or 1,000 pages around the world, you cannot do that today. You just cannot personally do that. So this is what DePIN model is powerful for. It's going to enable this AI agents to do what you want it to do. And what businesses really want it to do, which is find superior insights for whatever topic or trend you care about, so that you can actually make a more informed decision and make better decisions for your business or your channel or whatever.
Chris, were you going to add something?
Well, I was going to add the flip side of that as well. With our great people-powered network, we have a huge strength in numbers. Jen Dellers looks straight out of the film. She's got this sit down pat. We have this huge strength in numbers, which allows us to build the world's best rewards program, which is one of our goals as well. And so by having all of these users, we can bring them, and we have already had conversations with various companies about, we need to be able to test here and here and here, or we need to, we want to ask users a bunch of questions. We want to be able to ask surveys or other kinds of offers to users, and we can bring those. And when it comes time to get the best deals, because we're negotiating on behalf of this whole giant community, we can come and really negotiate the best offers and the best deals.
Mm-hmm.
This is also goes back to our tokenomics. We've been saying since day one, to have a program that just is earn token and that's it, we don't think that's going to be good enough. We think we need to have incentivized and ways to do something useful with those tokens, whether you swap them for subscriptions or mobile apps or other goods, like real world products that are useful, are going to be powerful. We think about this from day one. As a startup, you want to, what are you focused on? So we have this kind of two-sided system, right? One is the data business. We're going out selling the revenue, getting revenue from selling the bandwidth compute. And then also, once you start to own the token, we want to be able to figure out how to best get more bang for your token buck, essentially, and be able to get more value out of your earned tokens. So whether you get a 10% lift on your paying your phone bill, or maybe you get extra for a mobile subscription, or whatever the product may be, we have community buying power. And we want to think about that now, because it takes time to figure out how to build a really great reward program. And if we wait later, all those learnings we can figure out this year, we want a head start. So I think that kind of puts us above other DPINs, that we're starting to think about this really, really early. Everything from how we design it, how we present it, which offers to present. These are all hard things to do. It's really, you don't know. There's many different products we could sell. And we have a small 3x5 screen, and everyone has to compete with the same little mobile screen. And how do we make sure we convert customers? They're happy with it. They're excited. People, they're willing to share it with their friends and family. That's a lot. We're competing with millions of apps out there. So we start early. From day one, we understood that we need to be really, really good at this and understand what works, what doesn't. And so as we scale, as more people come on board, we make sure that we have a good program on both sides, so that we have a really good data business that feeds the reward program, and on the other side we have a really good reward program, so that you're not just cashing out all day long and increasing sell pressure. You're actually doing something useful with those tokens, and with the backing of the community buying power.
Yeah, great. And actually, I guess that now would be a good time to highlight our tokenomics. If you guys haven't had a chance to take a look at that, or if you just want a refresher on that, head over to uprock.com/tokenomics. We try to be pretty detailed with that. Because for B2C customers, for example, 50% of the UPT goes back to the treasury, and then 50 goes to burn. For B2B customers, for example, 40% goes back to the treasury and 20 to burn. 20% and 40 goes to the miners. So check that out. But yeah, the stronger we all are together as a community, the better the revenue, the deals that we can bring in from enterprises or companies, and that goes back to a big chunk of that goes back to the holders, right, or the token, and then the bigger our number of wallets that we have, the better it is for us the easier it is for us to negotiate these great deals for you to actually spend that token too.
Mm-hmm.
So, All right, great stuff. All right, before we move on, just maybe a couple more questions. So we've been working together for 15 years now. This is our third venture together. So we started off with a mobile app store on Android's third-party app store, and then we moved into a lot of people on that app store were asking for features like they wanted a built-in VPN, or they wanted an encrypted file vault. And so instead of building that into that mobile app store, we said, let's just build a better browser. Instead of building extensions for a browser, or tools for an app store that we can't distribute, that we distributed outside of the Play Store. And so that led us to a private encrypted browser, full data encryption, built-in VPN, encrypted file vault, all that stuff. And then we moved over to into UpRock. So the question is, what have you guys learned? I know we've all learned, and we've talked about it internally a lot, but maybe we can share with everyone listening. What would we learn from our previous experiences, startup experiences, and how's that shaped UpRock?
Well,
Go ahead, Chris. You want to go ahead first?
Well, I was gonna go with one that we talk about all the time, which is it's all about shipping. Whatever we have a lot of plans, we talk about them, but the most important thing is to just ship things regularly because the community. So obviously, the community is super important, and if you guys don't like something, then we shouldn't be spending our time on it. And in some sense, UpRock is the community has been important in all of our products, but UpRock has the strongest direct feedback, where we have really strong direct feedback channels in the form of Discord, the surveys inside the app, and everything else. And we listen to everything you guys say. We have long conversations about the community sentiment and what people like and what people don't like. And so for a variety of things, we ship, we see how they work. We see if you guys like them or not. And if you guys don't like them, then we retract or we don't keep working on it if it's not something that brings you guys value. So, I mean, we've even looked at some potential partnerships. Some of them we even implemented partway. And after we saw how it would look and how it would work, we said, our community isn't going to like this. We didn't want to ship you guys a bad experience just because we'd spent time working on it. We want to ship you guys great experiences that are valuable and useful for you. And so that's why that really our partnership with our community, and then making sure we ship things regularly. So you guys can try them, tell them how it is to ship a lot of little bites. And if they're good bites, we'll keep cooking them. And if they're bad bites, we'll go cook something else.
ABS, always be shipping.
Always be shipping.
Or Glenn Ross, put the coffee down. Coffee is for shippers.
Yeah, I second that. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I second that. I think the biggest problem with startup is, everything's on fire. So you can distract yourself with many directions. So you have to always go back first principles. What are the actual problems you care about solving? You have a big vision for that, and then you try iterating along the way to figure that thing out. And so for us, really define that problem. So first problem we knew is this AI world's coming. We know that only you're going to be able to trust those things. We don't want the world where data is in the hands of the few, and AI is so convenient that everyone's going to give up their privacy to it unless the Web3 principles are married to AI, and so that the world benefits from the world's knowledge that the AI needs. And so we know that's coming. And as a startup, we can't go and buy $200 million worth of servers to compete with all the companies that are doing that. But the data side, we can. That's one area where Web3 is really powerful. And building a crypto browser with a built-in VPN, that whole job of that company, that browser, was to unblock the internet. That was the whole purpose of that job. And the only way you can do that to uncensor the internet was we had to operate over 30 servers around the world. So a very small network. It wasn't even decentralized because we had to operate all of them, but 30 servers around the world to basically play whack-a-mole because constantly people wanted to block our browser. And so think of that. If everyone has these amazing agents doing the same thing, many companies out there are going to want to block individuals and censor the internet. And we already kind of see that today. And so we want a world where if you have your personal agent, you can go out and do what you want it to do, be a super web crawler on your behalf, and so that you can have superior insights that you can trust because you tokenize the network to provide you data that's hyper local at scale. So I'd say that is probably the big thing is we really defined our problem that we see coming, that we think is gonna be a problem. You have to also think in this AI space, that's another issue. Will AI eat our lunch? Are we working on a problem that's gonna, and we thought about this, will it disappear in 2 or 3 years? No, actually the problem's probably gonna get worse. So we think about that. And then because we're mobile first for so long, speed is the killer feature. We always think tap. Okay, I don't even know. Okay, so in the My Penny space, it's an adult app. And so if you guys know what the word FAP means, FAP, our design philosophy is tap, tap, FAP. So it always has to get to whatever you do. The FAP means the action that you want. So whatever your core action of your mobile product, whether it's recording a video, writing something, that's the FAP moment. You want to only get there in 2 taps. If it takes 3 taps, then it's too many taps to the FAP. It really only has to be 2.
Okay,
So,
we need to give a little background here, Jesse, because I don't know if everyone knows what our first venture was, but we had a mobile app store that was for adults. We called it the app store that treats you like an adult. And so, what do adults on the internet want to do?
They want to fap. Yeah.
So
they want to look at they want to look at candles go up.
Yeah.
Oh no, they want to do something else too.
It's a funny thing.
15 years ago, they want to do something else.
Yeah. If you design an app, if you're a mobile developer, and think about it, the main feature of your app, if it takes actually a few taps to get there, anyone who eliminates one tap is going to destroy you, because they're doing it so much faster. And we're just so used to, you think about all the apps you use, whether it's Snapchat or YouTube. You turn on your phone, you turn on the app, and then it's ready to go. Whether it's watching a video, you turn on Twitter, you're already the next tap really is to scroll, or you can tweet. Like everything, the core features are just a couple of taps away. If it's more than that, that's an opportunity for someone to do it better, essentially. And so speed is a killer feature as far as product development goes, but also how your app performs. And so it's a funny word to say, but it's very catchy. And that was our design philosophy with the My Candy App Store, adult app store, and we've lived that ever since. So this is why it's so easy to earn.
We will look at designs, and one of us will say to the other ones, "Guys, tap tap fap. There's too many buttons in this. Like, we need to rethink the design to get it down to a really streamlined, really straightforward design."
Yeah.
So I think that I really like that mantra that we have, but it's also not always easy to say in public settings, depending on where you're speaking. So community folks, can you help us come up with something that's akin to tap tap fap, but might be a bit more safe for everyday life?
I feel like we're all. I mean, we haven't slept in a while, so I feel like we're in DJ mode. So tap tap fap is appropriate.
Arga though brings up a really good point, Jen. If you want to feature that comment for a moment, I hate tap tap airdrops. We completely agree with this. This actually talking about bringing it all the way full circle to our exchange listings this week. This was something that was really important to us as we were designing. Campaigns with the exchanges and trying to come up with great incentives for the communities and ways to earn, that airdrops are kind of they're relatively low value in many cases. Just a pure airdrop here, where there's no community engagement, and where the community never has to engage with the product in order to do the airdrop. In that case, a lot of people, maybe a small percentage of the people, will be like, "Oh, this is cool," or maybe they didn't look at their wallet and notice it's there, and so then they just hold on to it, which isn't great because they didn't become community members. But a lot of them may suddenly see something show up in their wallet and it's worth $10, $20, $50, and they immediately dump it because they don't know what it is, or there's a very low engagement. They just happened, they were cruising along, they tapped a button, "Hey, I got something, well, I'm going to sell it and get something else," because that random pop was not really didn't bring them into the mindset and into the community. So we've been working really hard to try to design incentives and campaigns and programs where we can reward people, but where people are actually, learning about us a little bit and engaging with our community and engaging with our product, because we, as we said, we believe it's very important that the tokens are in a lot of people's hands, not in a few people's hands. But we also want to make sure that as people are interacting with us, they're learning about it. And hey, if they learn about us and they earn some tokens and then they ultimately decide that they don't want to keep it, then we absolutely respect that. But if it just shows up randomly, why wouldn't you sell it? You have no idea what it is. There's zero reason or interest to keep it or to engage with the community more. So that's we really try to avoid tap tap airdrops as well.
Yeah,
and Arga, that is a great line, a great line. Yeah.
UpRock app again. I'm assuming if you're saying this, you have iPhone. Yeah, this is an issue with iPhone because unlike Android, which allows us to do a lot more things and keep the app running in the background, iPhone tends to stop it. So we have some techniques we're working on to do that, like push notifications, the widget, things.
It's actually gotten a lot better on most devices as well recently.
Yeah. So we're going to continue, but also give you a reason to just tap on the notification, give you a reason to check in, those are we want to make it fun for you to actually check in. So there's a reason why you're logging in. It's got to be rewarding for you to just like see it every day. Those a few seconds or a few moments that you check it is actually helpful, because some of the reward partners, they just need your app running for a few seconds, really. And so yeah, so we're going to try a few different techniques on the iOS. On Android, it really isn't a problem, but on iOS, we need to try a few things to enable more rewards.
Yeah. And speaking of rewards, this is Android first, though, but we've got a really fun one that we're working on right now. It's in testing. I won't say too much about it, but we got a fun update coming very soon to the Android app that will well, maybe actually we do mention it later.
Yeah,
maybe. We do actually. So you'll hear it in a couple minutes. Never mind. Hold that thought.
Gosh, Jen, it's a real shame that you're blurry because you look pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Am I blurry for everybody?
Yeah, you're pretty blurry, I think. Right?
Blurry for me.
Yeah, pretty blurry.
I got a whole new laptop too. Shit. All right. Okay. I keep saying this, that every week I'm going to like set up a real setup. I actually got a lot of good insight from Seb Montgomery. So Seb did our TGE. He did, he worked with us on a bunch of videos. We did a live stream every week, and he has such a great,
wonderful video creator.
Wonderful. Yeah, he's great. I like him. I like him a lot. Him and Cassie, they're awesome. But anyway, he gave me a really great list of like, here's what you need, here's how you set it up. And this was months ago, and I haven't done it yet, but I will do that after the dust settles.
Sure.
Very dust settles.
All right. So rolling along.
I'm rolling along. Let's move on. Okay. We've got, so folks, we're talking a lot about the background of UpRock and how we think and what we're building and why, the problems we're trying to solve. And I think this is very important to do this week, especially because, we've got this, we're on the CEX launches or the CEX launches. We've got the staking out on web. Just kind of give you like a refresher on like why you want to continue being part of this community. And so here's an update on the staking. So just as a reminder, if you're buying UPT on one of the exchanges, we highly recommend you withdraw that into your UpRock token so you can start benefiting from our staking APYs. And so, you send that over to your UpRock wallet. You could get your address by logging into your account and go to the wallet. You'll see the address on the top bar, and then you can start staking that. And right now, staking is live on the website. So you'd go to uprock.com and log into your account so you can start staking your UPT. Yeah,
and /staking. So go ahead and do it. Make your earned tokens work for you. And so you should definitely stake it. If it's just sitting in your wallet, you should be staking. And like I said, we have a lot of room to grow. So deposit it in there and put up a high staking amount, and APY will increase.
Great.
High time period. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Treat number 2. Okay, this is a fun one. We haven't done this in a minute. We're doing a giveaway. Oh, let me highlight that. Okay, we're doing a giveaway here. So to celebrate our debut on those CEXs, we're giving away 2 prizes: a dePioneers NFT, which is worth about 3.5 SOL, and 250 USD. So how you enter is you follow UpRock on X. So it's x.com/uprockcom, and dePioneers, which is x.com/dePioneercats. Retweet that post and tag your best crypto friend and tell them why you love UpRock. And we just gave you a whole bunch of background, so you got a lot to work with there. Our deadline on that is November 3rd at midnight. So the 2 lucky winners will be announced shortly afterwards. So we either will announce it on our next stream, or we'll surely announce it on our next stream, but we'll announce it on X first before then. So anyway, there's another treat for you. So as a reminder, do that. Follow us and dePioneers on dePioneer Cats on X. Retweet that post, tag a friend, and then if you haven't already, go to your Android app and go through that flow so you can double your October earnings.
Yeah, cool.
All right. And then IoTex. So we had Larry Pang from IoTex on with us last week to talk about this campaign that they're doing, basically learning about Web3. It's a huge educational campaign, and it's probably one of the biggest DePin events ever. So, Jess, you want to give? I want to give folks an.
I'll just summarize real fast. So just go to IoTex on X, search for them. They started, I think, yesterday. It is the biggest DePin campaign ever. They're giving out a ton of tokens. They partner with I don't know, 30 DePin projects. We're one of the top partners. So it's like we took the top slot with them. So we're going to be very, very engaged with this. They're doing a ton of stuff. It's a 3-month campaign. A lot of attention on DePin in general, with UpRock front and center. You're going to see, we're going to slowly, like every week, every day, we're going to just introduce new things. It's going to be incentivized pools. You can earn our token. You can earn IoTex token. They also have a thing called BinoBits. Just a lot of fun with it. So it's going to be featured in the OKX wallet. So we're going to be, UpRock is also going to be featured in the OKX wallet with this, which is amazing for us. So let's go. And then also Gate Exchange is supporting it, and IoTex is on the behalf of all their DePin partners is working hard to get this DePin campaign and supported by other exchanges too. So yeah, this is a pretty big deal. We're really excited. The IoTex guys are awesome. Yeah, follow both of them. You'll see it. We're gonna constantly promote it. Yeah, and that's all I gotta say. It's just starting. It's so much going on that we're already a little bit over time, so I'm not going to bring in everything, but you just need to follow IoTex and follow us, and we're going to every day talk about more ways to earn so many different tokens. There's huge prizes.
Yep. And with this going on for several months, in a future live stream, we'll probably deep dive into some more of this a little bit. But yeah, it's up now. So if you're listening to this live stream, you're probably pretty into this stuff. I encourage you to go check it out. There's a huge range of rewards from a bunch of great projects.
Yeah, so there they at. And yeah, we'll probably bring the IoTex guys on very soon, and we can deep dive on that. So it's just so much to go on. Just follow those guys, and then obviously us. Okay.
Great. Perfect. All right, and then treat number 4, Biconomy, is doing a trading competition. And let's see, this is, you can share $250 worth of UPT. That's the total prize pool. The activity starts tomorrow. So it starts on the 1st. This is all in UTC. So it starts in a handful of hours. So November 1st at midnight through November 21st.
But also I'd say not just Biconomy, like MEXC, Bitmart, we should have put them all on up. Cube just announced a couple of hours ago, but they all have trading competitions and incentivized pools. So
yeah, we'll do updates on that. Like we'll share that on our X, and in next week's we'll do a few more slides where you could see all the other places where you can share in the campaigns.
Okay.
Let me put up the link for that one. Here you go, folks. Go to our X account. I don't know if you can actually click that. That's a whole lot to share. But anyway, that's Biconomy's X account. So go check that out for more info. All right. And let's see. Now let's get into some product updates. Okay, so some product updates. Last week we talked about a fiat on-ramp with Cadeau. So if you go to if you go to uprock.com now and log into your account, you can purchase UPT from your account. And right now we have a promotion going on that if you buy at least 1K UPT, you'll get a bonus 250 UPT. Now this works on your first purchase.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
one-time thing, one time for 1K, but why not get an extra 250?
And also give us our feedback on Cadeau and the flow.
Yeah.
We're gonna improve it over time, but it's a fiat on ramp, which means you can pay with your bank account or credit card. So just make it up, because half of our users are from Web 2. They don't know how to use a wallet yet, so they're more familiar with credit card, bank account. So if you have any issues, also this is incentivizing you guys to give us feedback. Okay.
Great.
Yep, absolutely. As we said before, we really want to we want to hear from you guys. So if you love the Cadeau process, we may try to integrate that into more things to make more things available. If you guys don't love it, we'll go out and find a better one.
Great. And I hinted at this earlier and realized that we were going to talk about it, but on what we're testing now, I have been testing this rigorously on my phone. This is on Android right now. It will be on Android first, but you can play games to earn UPT in the app. The whole team, the Rocketeer, some of our Rocketeers have been testing this for the past week, and I got definitely addicted to some of these games. They're really fun. But that's coming soon. So do what you're already doing if you play games on your phone, but do it through here, and you can earn some UPT.
Yeah, and the rewards are pretty decent. So pretty excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, these rewards are good. I mean, some of them, some of the game publishers, some of the rewards maybe might be a bit not maybe that you don't find it worth it, but there's a lot of really great ones. I mean, I played one where I basically finished the major campaign, the major rewards in like 15 minutes. So that was really cool. Anyway, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That's coming soon. We're just testing it now, and we will either debut it next week on our stream, or it will be out before then, and we'll debut it on X.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
That's awesome. Yep.
All right, and let's go on to our growth program here. So I guess we talk about this almost every week, but we had our contribute to earn program, which was great, and a lot of the features that we had been like refined and honed by our community, by our Rocketeers, and we want to expand that to 8 million. Right now we have 1.8 million installs. And we want to get to 10, and we need the community to do that. So we're kicking off a growth program with 50,000 UPT, and it looks like here, TLDR, we are hiring. So if you want to join the team, we're looking for somebody to help us with community campaign. We're looking for someone to help us with ecosystem and B2B and with communication. Yep. So if you are interested, hit us up on Discord. And or you can leave a comment here too, but hit us up on Discord so we can find it after the stream ends.
Yep, and a reminder on uprock.com/grants. It's a 100K developer grant program. So work with us to build the best DePin network, mobile first DePin network ever.
All right. Well, we're at an hour. I got an update from the dePioneers team. Yep. So which is all of us plus a whole bunch of other people. But anyway, Tim shared this with us earlier. So Agridex is a Solana RWA marketplace that focuses on the global agricultural sector. They are tokenizing agricultural commodities, and they enable trading of those tokenized assets. So these guys are doing the Jupe LFG Launchpad, which is what we did for our TGE. And so I guess they're kin in a way. So in anticipation of that, they have a community partnership campaign, potentially giving airdrops to projects in the Solana ecosystem. So I know what you said earlier, Chris, and about what we were talking about with airdrops, but this is for dePioneers, and that community likes them airdrops. So they're joining the DAO, and they are going to be doing some airdrops for dePioneer holders. So head over to the dePioneers Discord. And if you are a token, verify yourself. If you're a token holder, you are going to get you that. I'm sorry, you may get yourself that airdrop. Let me share their website in the chat.
Yeah, here. I'd say. Also, I'd say with. By the way, RWA means real world assets, if you're not familiar with that term. So they tokenize real world assets. So that could be anything. So that's like tokenizing tickets for a concert, or this is in agriculture. It's very kind of similar concept to what DePin does. You have a real world asset. We have these devices and sensors in the real world, and then we're bridging that for the physical device to the digital. And they're doing the same thing with real world assets. So whether that's commercial real estate or agriculture or whatever, you're able to tokenize that too. And then what you're doing there is you're having community buying power, or maybe you're incentivizing the community to do some kind of collective work and scale faster than the Web 2 version of that. So that's pretty cool. It's great. Like, it's not quite DPIM, but in the crypto space, it's always great to cross-pollinate communities. And that's really that's kind of the best way to grow instead of paying for ads, is to just talk to each other, grow our communities. What do you do? What do we do? Talk to, there might be some overlap. We're definitely doing things in a decentralized Web3 principle way. And it's just a great way to build a community without paying for ads. And so this is why it's powerful, and we get rewarded for doing that. So we did that. dePioneers did that with Base Bet. They did an airdrop, and that airdrop was worth $375. A lot of people shared the screenshots of it in the past few days. And so this, pretty good reward, man.
Yeah.
So, and it's really great for Web3 communities to cross-pollinate. So yeah, I just wanted to leave it there.
Yeah. It's not just like what they're doing over at dePioneers with the airdrops. It's not just like, oh, here you got an airdrop. There's a lot of engaging with the teams that are doing the airdrops. There's a lot of engaging with the dePioneers community. Yeah, and like I said, you don't want people to, you just get a random airdrop and they're like, what the hell is this? You want to toss it. That we don't want that. They don't want that. So there's a lot of engaging and informing about the teams and their projects. So go check that out. And
the communities overlap, right? Like, someone who's interested in RWA would be probably interested in DPIN. And so the communities overlap. And so when AgriDex can talk about their community, they talk about us and get their community to learn more about the DPINs projects and dePioneers, we're doing the same for them. I think so. It's just a win-win, I think, all around.
Great. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So folks, head over to the dePioneers Discord server. If you don't know if you need the link for that, go to x.com/dePioneerCats. That's plural, cats. And the link to the server is there. And once you're in, check out the announcements channel. And there's a form that needs to be filled out. And there's more details about AgriDex there. All right.
Cool.
Okay, guys. I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
There's a lot. That was a lot today.
That was pretty great.
Yeah.
So, happy Halloween, everyone.
I mean, we wanted to end October with a bang. So we're on half a dozen centralized exchanges, more on the way. Now it's like, the community guys, let's show what we're about. Your favorite exchange, go on there, trade, show them that you're, with conviction, that you're excited, participate in those reward programs. This is a big deal. We have had no sleep, but we're so excited. We're fueled by Rocket and the community. But yeah, but we wanted to end October with a bang, as we promised. So Moonvember is next. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. So next step is just keep shipping and keep moving. So
and as always, thank you very much, all of you, for coming out and spending your time with us on these Thursdays. We appreciate it very, very much. We love hanging out with all of you. So and we love it when you ask us questions. So thank you very much, all of you. And we hope for those of you who have some time to celebrate Thanksgiving, or as somebody reminded me up ahead, Diwali is that season as well. We hope you all have great times.
Why don't you end with our last Mickey Mouse?
To the moon.
Perfect.
All right, folks. We will see you next week, and we'll see you on X. Oh, I'm always private on X, and Sir Roz is always giving me a hard time. I went off private. There's not much for you guys to see on my X account. I'm just retweeting a bunch of stuff from UpRock. But anyway, we'll see you on X, and now you will see me too. And head over to our Discord server, and please show our mods and our Rocketeers some love, like Great Daniels and Mike AF. Just give them some love. They work so hard, and you'll see all of them in the Discord server. All right, folks.
Bye, y'all.
We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Bye-bye, everybody. Well, that's all.
Bye.